Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you guys are joining me today. And of course, more shenanigans is taking place in the Senate, which is led by Republicans, mind you, led by weak Republican John Thun out of Texas. Whoever decided that this guy would make a great leader, and I think it was a mistake by President Trump to endorse him as majority leader of the Senate. I'm sure there were probably some other better candidates, maybe like a Rick Scott would have been better. Not by much, but better because he was more in line with the MAGA agenda, other than John Thune, who has a history of criticizing President Trump on numerous different topics. So appointing this rhino as your Senate Majority Leader is no more of an upgrade than having Mitch McConnell continue to be your Majority Leader. Anyway, the problem we're having over here in the Senate is we're allowing an unelected Democrat bureaucrat that was appointed by Harry Reid back in like 2012 to determine what is going to stay in the big, beautiful bill, the BBB, right? There some stuff in there that needs to be taken out? Absolutely. But the stuff that she's focusing on are things that are Democrat-specific things that they need to keep in the bill or take out of the bill because it's going to harm them. And obviously harm the American taxpayer by her making sure it doesn't take care of those things. And it's a shame because the Senate majority has the power to replace her. However, John Thune, who is the neutered version of Mitch McConnell, refuses to do it. So let's take a look at the story because I think it's important that we realize what's happening with the big, beautiful bill in the Senate right now. Unelected Democrat Senate parliamentarian rips out key parts of the President Trump's big, beautiful bill, including defunding Medicaid for illegal aliens. And John Thune responds by just rolling over. This is the lady that was appointed by Harry Reid. We've controlled the Senate a couple different times since 2012. And how is this lady still there? An unelected leftist bureaucrat no one has voted for in a is single-handedly gutting President Trump's signature bill with a stroke of a pen and calls for her termination. Medicaid and CHIP, citing the Bird rule. McDowell has also axed a Medicare provider tax, which complicates the Senate's GOP math on the spending cuts it needs to pass the legislation. This is the second time McDowell has removed key parts of Trump's bill. As the Gateway pundit reported, McDowell over the weekend struck down several GOP provisions in the bill by applying the Bird rule. Here are four key items McDowell rejected: the federal government defunding of sanctuary cities, the defunding of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, DOJ targeted this agency, the EPA's effort to roll back electric vehicle mandates, and a proposal to restrict federal courts from issuing nationwide injunctions. McDowell is a partisan hack who was appointed back in 2012 when Harry Reid ran the Senate. Why is she still in charge? Great question, considering Republicans control the Senate. Not for the first time since 2012, mind you. Fortunately, Republicans are under no obligation to abide by McDowell's activism because her opinion is merely advisory. For example, The Hill notes the Senate can hold a simple majority vote on the floor to establish a new precedent to expand the scope of what is eligible under reconciliation. The Senate GOP can also fire McDowell and replace her with another parliamentarian with a simple majority vote. Given the Senate has 53 Republicans, they can easily afford to lose 3, provided J.D. Vance is available to break the tie. Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama is calling for the GOP to take that exact step. The woke Senate parliamentarian who has struck down Harry Reid, who was appointed by Harry Reid and advising Al Gore, just struck down a provision banning illegals from stealing Medicaid from American citizens. This is the perfect example of why Americans hate the swamp, right? But Senate Majority Leader John Thune has responded by rolling over. This is what he said, that firing or overruling McDowell would not be a good outcome for getting a bill done, Thune told the Washington Examiner. Wow. We're not going to do it. This guy is still playing by the old rules. He's still playing by the rules. He thinks the Democrats are going to play ball with him. These Democrats are absolutely communists, right? They only care about power, and they will do whatever it takes. Do you think that they would care if, for example, if we had a reasonable parliamentarian who was taking out things of a Democratic passed bill, and you think Senate Majority Leader or Senate Majority Leader then Chuck Schumer would say, "Oh yeah, we can't do anything about that." No, he would replace her or vote over it. John Thune doesn't know how to win. John Thune is a loser who doesn't deserve to be the majority leader of the Senate. And we need a real fighter who is willing to do what it takes in order to advance legislation that effectively is going to help the American people overall. There are things in this bill like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime that is going to help Americans. There's other things in this bill that is going to help Americans. Unfortunately, it is being held up by a parliamentarian that was appointed by Harry Reid back in 2012. When is the Senate and when is the Republicans? When are the Republicans going to learn that Democrats don't play ball with you when they're in a minority? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you for all the members of the channel. Thanks to the new members. I appreciate you guys. If you want to become a member, just hit that join button. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here. Thanks for joining me. And of course, tonight is the Freedom Stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I look forward to seeing you guys tonight, Thursday night, for the Freedom Stream, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I look forward to seeing all of you guys then. And until 7 p.m. Eastern, I will see you guys later. Have a great day.